Woods, episode 10. We're here in Victoria with my boy Dan. And Dan is a chef and an owner of a establishment called Grilled to the Mack. And we're here right now, actually. We had some amazing mac and cheese yesterday, and we had like a grilled cheese sandwich. Dan, how's your day been going so far?
So far, so good. Yeah. There's worse ways to spend a day, that's for sure. Yeah.
What would you say a worst way to would be?
Well, short of getting political, I guess we're in a nice spot here as far as the world goes, I guess.
Amazing spot. Like, it's so relaxing. Like,
pretty relaxed, yeah.
I feel like there's no way to not be like just vibey here. It's like,
yeah, we're right next to the ocean, and it's not raining, and so it's February. It could be worse in Canada. Here it's pretty snowy over on the other side of the continent, so yeah.
I see over here you guys got like
no complaints.
I see over here you guys got this like surf shop going on, right?
Yeah, a lot of people surfing these days.
Do they surf down there?
No, they go a little further out, Jordan River. It's about, I think about 45 minutes down the road, and there's some pretty decent surf out there. It's not huge, but it's pretty consistent at this time of year.
The waves are there, eh?
Yeah, so a lot of people like to head out there. And it's a little isolated, so that I think there's lots of space out there as well. And so the surf shop opened up over here, and so they're hitting everybody on the way out. It's a pretty good spot, I think.
When they come in and then when they come out, they see
exactly,
it, right?
Yeah. When they're on their way back home, they stop in for a little bite and a beer, and yeah, so it's a pretty good spot to be.
It's so nice. Yesterday we shot a music video here for my song Packed.
Oh yeah.
It was a song like I filmed like way back in the day, like in 2012.
Oh yeah.
Type vibe.
Huh.
Just wanted to ask you here, how did you come up with the concept?
Business. I've been in the industry a long time, and I wanted to do something on my own. And I visited a food truck festival in Vancouver a long time ago, and it caught my attention. Just the concept of operating kind of a smaller business in the food service industry, and so I started to take mental notes and put my own ideas together. I wanted to do something that appealed to a lot of people, to a general kind of population, and I wanted to do something that felt good. So comfort food seemed like the thing to do, and I had spent a lot of years making comfort food, so it just kind of came naturally. And so I thought of just doing grilled cheese sandwiches, and mac and cheese seemed like a good staple, jumping off point to go with the business. And that's how I came up with the name, and just kind of went from there.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the mac and cheese, like honestly, it's like one of like my first things I learned how to make as well. But then it's like one of those things you gotta like kind of master. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, yeah. There's several ways to do it, that's for sure. But yeah, I think they're getting a good solid foundation of flavor takes a little bit of time.
When yesterday I had the one with the Alfredo sauce, I think your special cheese sauce inside.
Right.
How'd you get the idea to put that together?
On the sandwich, are you talking about?
Yeah.
I think I got a little bit of advice from other vendors and other people in the industry, as well as just with my experience. I knew I wanted to do something a little different. My slogan with the business is reinventing comfort food, so I kind of like to take different little angles on familiar food items.
Kind of play with it, eh?
Yeah, a little bit, right? Do something a little bit out of the ordinary, but something that's familiar at the same time. So I just came up with really good flavors, good cheeses. That's what it all comes down to, is the flavor of the cheese. It's only going to be as good as the quality of the cheese you're using. So that's
right?
That's huge. So I use good quality products here. Sometimes people don't realize, exactly what's going into the quality of the food that you're serving.
I was gonna ask about that. The bread that was on the sandwich. Is that like you guys bake it around? You guys have like a supplier for that?
It's I use a local product from a company called Portofino.
I could tell.
They're Victoria based. They're super consistent. They're established, but it's local, and they make a great product. And I use their sourdough It's not a very heavy sourdough flavor, but it's there. And I always really loved sourdough on my grilled cheese, so I thought that was the way to go.
Yeah, only way to do it. What sets you aside apart from other food trucks in the area, you'd say?
That's a good question. Persistence, I think, is a lot of it. Just an unwillingness to fail, and I just
A determination.
yeah, exactly.
That
and-
never giving up. That knowing that I got that shit.
Well, and I think just assessing what's good flavor and what people want, and providing that. And I've been in business 11 years now, and with Grilled to the Mack, and I think it's understanding what people are wanting.
That confidence.
Yeah, and consistency. Trying to be consistent. It's tricky, especially in this business. I've gone through a lot of employees, a lot of help, different people over the years, and so it's really tricky to keep that consistency going. And especially over the pandemic, with the supplies, trying to keep the consistency there has been super tricky. Just companies folding left and right, and it's tough to deliver a consistent product when you don't have your suppliers behind you. So that's been a trick.
I was gonna ask, so you're telling me using a local supplier for your bread. So like, say sometimes like they don't have enough batch there. Do you kind of just like swap it out with something different but very similar?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and that's definitely tricky.
So you still want to have your mark of your quality, right? You can't diminish the quality.
Yeah.
And then you can't like kind of like bring a different product and then like, okay, I wanted that from last time. It's like, no, this is what we got.
And I've just kind of relied on my customer base, just hoping that they understand that I'm dealing with those inconsistencies as much as they are, So you hope people just kind of get it, but some people don't. But that's just the way it goes.
It's that communication, right?
Yeah, and I've always been pretty upfront with my business, and I post a lot on social media.
Yeah, check that out.
So it's good to be communicative and let people know what's going on. And you just hope that people just understand what you're going through. But I'm always trying to deliver a really high quality product. I don't source out cheap stuff. I'm not always looking for the most inexpensive, cheapest product. I'm looking for something that tastes good. And I think most
Quality
of my customers
over
understand that. Yeah.
I like that. Can you tell us a secret maybe to like making like the best mac and cheese?
Well, like I said before, it comes down to the cheese.
It's always the cheese.
Yeah, you have your base, and there's different things you can do with your roux, with your base that you're creating your sauce from. But it really comes down to your quality of the cheese. I used aged white cheddar, and I use a couple of certain brands, and that's really it. You can use certain amounts of cheese, and you can use all the cheese that you have, but it really comes down to the quality of the cheese.
So, side question: what's your favorite cheese in general?
I think I'd have to say Swiss Gruyere.
Swiss Gruyere.
Yeah.
I don't think I've had that yet.
I love French onion soup.
Okay.
And I really love Swiss Gruyere mixed with a little bit of mozzarella and Parmesan.
So it's like Swiss Gruyere, kind of like just basically Swiss cheese, like kind of same vibe with the holes in it.
No, it doesn't. Doesn't always have the holes in it, and it's from the Gruyere region. Apparently borders Switzerland and France.
Okay.
So it's a particular kind of cheese that was made in that region, but it's a Swiss, but there's different kinds of Swiss. Different sort of variations there. So Gruyere is from that certain region.
What would you say the most rewarding part of owning a food truck would be?
I like working for myself. I like determining my own destiny.
It's in your hands.
Yeah, you only get out of something what you put into it, and I've learned a lot with this business. You really to make something of it, you really got to put the time and energy in, and that's rewarding. And not all the time, but most of the time it is. It's tricky, being a food truck in Canada, operating through the winter can be difficult, and it's tough to get people out sometimes. But
you got a good spot for it.
Yeah, made it work. And being in Victoria doesn't hurt, We only get a few snow days of the year, but and I've been out there in the snowy days, and in blizzards, and for Christmas parades and all that sort of stuff. And it's got pretty cold sometimes, and that's when you're running hot chocolate for a special and that kind of stuff. In the summer months, it really makes it worthwhile, and you just try and make hay while the sun shines, and hang on to that as much as you can through the winter, and then get ready for next year.
So the summer is like a whole different vibe, eh?
Yeah, completely different vibe. Yeah.
I do like a taco place in Muskoka out in Ontario.
Oh yeah.
And it's only in summertime.
Oh yeah.
Once winter hits, it's like a whole different vibe.
Yeah, so I couldn't imagine food trucks surviving in Ontario through the winter. That'd be really difficult, I think. I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, so I come out here, I'm snowboarding.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, making other plans. Yeah.
Side question here. Mm-hmm. What would you say a trick to keeping like the consistency and the keeping like determined whenever you get like a little bit of like say like it's like a snow blizzard or something like that? What kind of keeps you driven?
Having to pay bills.
That's what keeps us all going, eh?
Yeah. Keeping balance.
Balance, I like that.
You need to keep balance. When I'm out of balance, then obviously that's when things get crazy. So I don't like being that way. So it's like I say, especially in the winter, operating a food truck, it's a little trickier, and you there's more hoops to jump through, and it's harder work. There's more hours to work for less pay, but I continue to. I want to make a good product, and I want to keep my customers happy, and especially these days, that can be pretty tricky. Like trying to keep. Bye, Lainey. Yeah, good to see you too. Trying to keep customers happy and keep that consistency happening. You have to work longer days, you have to work longer hours, and that's just the way it goes. But that's something I've learned operating my own business, is that's what you have to do if you want to have a successful business. I think
you gotta keep it going, right?
Gotta keep it going no matter what. Yeah, you can't be lazy. You can't make compromises. You just gotta do what you're doing with a smile on your face.
Right?
Most of the time.
How do you like the location here? So like you were telling me about like it's been a really good location, and sometimes like in the wintertime it's a little bit different, but like overall, what would you say for being at this specific location?
I like it because I live very close to here, and I like it because I'm not moving around that I used to. I used to move around to do events, and now we've tried doing a permanent spot here for a couple of years. I like being in Souk. I love this community. I like being in a smaller community rather than in the city. I'm just that kind of guy. I grew up on an acreage, and so I like having some space. I like being out of the city, and but it's a great community out here. We're close to the water. It's a beautiful view if you look behind this building, and so it's a good vibe. There's lots of great people that frequent this little area here with the bike shop and the surf shop and the brewery. So it's a perfect little hub, and so we've just made it work. We've tried to just build our customer base. The brewery just moved here a couple of years ago from being down the road. And so these are all kind of new businesses. So we've all kind of worked together to try and build a customer base here. And it's kind of a like-minded community that we're building around here as well. So that kind of helps building a little culture in the Souk area. So I like being a part of that. And so we work together. Too, yeah, it's a good little spot. I really like the vibe here. The other business owners, really good people. It's important.
You want to drop the address for everybody here?
It's we're at 5871 Souk Road. We're just outside of Souk on the east side towards Victoria, just a few minutes outside of the Souk core, closer on the Victoria side. So we're only 15 minutes from Langford, so it's not really a far drive. A lot of people think that we're way out of Victoria, but in the grand scale of things, I don't really think so.
Well, we'll have to wrap it up here because we gotta head out a little bit soon.
All right.
What would you say is something that everyone could look forward to coming over here? Like a new menu item, or I say for one, I just want to cut in there as well. Grab that grilled cheese sandwich. Make sure you get the side sauces. Amazing.
We make our own ketchup. We make our own beer mustard.
So that's what it was. So it was beer, mustard, and ketchup.
Yeah. We use
so good.
We use the Renfrew Red beer from the brewery here, which I think adds a really great flavor to it. But
so good.
Yeah, right. Thank you.
So good.
So yeah, we're trying to make pretty much everything from scratch here. We use lots of local products, local butcher, local bakery. So yeah, good quality food. We're trying to offer here, and in the future, I'm just always wanting to build the business. I'm looking at probably changing some colors a little bit, maybe upgrading my logo a little bit as well. We're gonna, definitely add on some different food items. Grilled in the Mack is kind of focused on a cheese theme in the past, and we're kind of building beyond that now, where we want to kind of focus on comfort food and not just cheese. So we're building a broader menu base as far as that goes. So there's definitely going to be some new food items in the spring. Like I said, the slogan is reinventing comfort food. So that's what we're going to aim towards.